So now I'm going to go on to the Paycheck Protection Program. This is from the Department of the Treasury. The Paycheck Protection Program, the reason people are interested in it is because if you notice, it is fully forgiven if you go through a whole bunch of steps. Okay. Now, from my experience, unless you actually have an accounting department, trying to go through a whole bunch of steps sometimes is really difficult. Okay, but this is a loan and it can become forgiven. This is a loan that you don't actually go to the government to get. Lenders are offering this and you go to the standard SBA lenders. Okay, so what can you do is you can get about 8 weeks of payroll costs, including healthcare benefits. And you can pay, you can also use it for mortgage, rent, and utilities. You notice how it's a little less specific than the $10,000 advance. Okay, so it's fully forgiven. Okay, so you're going to see what you can use it for. It's very specific. You need to show that you're using it for payroll. Okay. You have until June 30th to rehire your employees. Okay, but you have to rehire them. Now you notice with the credit before that we were looking at, as long as you're less than 100 employees, you didn't necessarily have to rehire everyone. Okay. So so basically you go through your your SBA lender, and it's actually starting tomorrow. They're accepting applications. Now the percentages that this is for is actually, the one thing about it is it's 250. It is 250% of you can get a loan for up to 250% of your payroll for a certain specific time. How do you figure out what your max loan is based on? You have to go to February 15th, 2019 through June 30th of your 2019 payroll. You figure out what your monthly costs are for that time period. I know it's a kind of wacky type of time period. And whatever your average monthly costs, you're going to, you can do up to 250% of that time. Okay, so that means, so for example, if your average monthly cost was $10,000, you can do up to a $25,000 loan. If your average monthly cost is $100,000 per month, then it's going to be $250,000 that you can get on a loan. Okay, so if you were not in business during that time, you can use January 1st through February 29th to figure out your monthly payroll costs. Okay, now this is very important. If you do access this loan, you have to refinance it to turn it into an economic injury disaster loan. Also, the $10,000 advance, if you get the $10,000 advance and you get the Paycheck Protection Act loan, you actually have to lower the amount that you can get by $10,000. But I think it's worth it considering that you don't have to pay that back. Okay. Here are some things that do not qualify as payroll. Your owner compensation over 100,000. Certain things. There's a qualified sick and family leave credit, but there are other credits that you can use to pay for that.